If you are also coming to Australia in the next few months and concerned about what will be your first month expenses, so don't worry, I'm here. I'm going to tell you all about your first month expenses, what will be your earning, what will be your miscellaneous expenses that you can avoid. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we'll go ahead, just wanted to introduce myself. Hello, I'm Priya. I recently came to Australia 1 year back and started from scratch. We have bought each and everything. So that will be a long story. So let's start. What will be your basic expenses and earning depending on which city you are. So the first thing we will talk about earning, because that's the best thing everyone want to hear. So let's start from there. So what will be your basic earning as a student in Australia? So you are allowed to work 24 hours per week and 48 hours per fortnight. If you also heard from other influencers who are saying now you can work for 30 hours and 60 hours per fortnight, no, it's just a lie. So at the moment as a student you can work for 24 hours per week, and if we are going with the basic minimum pay rate, I believe that's $24. But if you are working on weekends, that will be higher than normal hours. You are allowed to work 48 hours per fortnight, which means within 2 weeks you can work for 48 hours. So in 48 hours, if you are going with a basic pay rate, let's get to the basic, that will be $24. So you are going to earn around $480 to $500 per week, which will be $2,000 to $2,400 per week, which is good as a student. If you are coming as a student and earning this much, that's actually a good thing. So what will be your basic and mandatory expenses? So the first come first serve is your rent, because if you are going to stay somewhere you have to pay the rent. So the rent will differ from person to person if you are going with a shared flat or the university accommodation. So as we are talking about the accommodation, it completely depends what accommodation you are choosing. So I will always suggest you go for the accommodation which is all inclusive. Like there are different accommodations. Some persons are offering you just the accommodation, not the utilities, like they will charge separately for the utilities. But if they are not including, then it will cost you around $20 to $30 per month, because in Australia you will get all your bills quarterly except the Wi-Fi. Like Wi-Fi bill you are paying monthly, but your gas bill, electricity bill or the water bill will be monthly expense. Or sometimes people will go just for a plan which including everything, so they are paying on that. So even if you are going for something like which is where your rent is not including your utility bills, then also utility will cost you $20 to $40 depending on what is your usage. So in accommodation also you have two preferences, like you are going for a shared flat or the uni accommodation. See, there are pros and cons of going with the uni accommodation and the shared flat. If you are going for a shared flat, that will be less expensive, but uni accommodation will give you an option for the laundry. They will save you on your travel expenses. You are enjoying the cultural fest and you are staying with a lot of university people and you will enjoy that part. But it's all up to you. Do you want to save or do you want to enjoy? So that's all up to you. And even if you are staying in the shared flat, that is completely depending. Might be you get someone who is just similar to you and you can enjoy there too. So if you are looking for something budget friendly, then I will suggest you go for a shared flat. But if you are okay to spend a lot, then you can go ahead with the university accommodation, because there will be $100 difference per week on you if you are going with the uni accommodation. So let's just discuss about both. If you are going for a shared flat in Australia, that will cost you around $150 to $250 depending what surroundings you are going on, what areas are you going in. So let's say an example, middle one, you are going for $200 all inclusive, which includes your Wi-Fi bill, which includes your electricity, gas bill, water bill. So you are paying around $200 as a shared flat, and if you are going for uni accommodation, that will be $300 for sure. So once your accommodation and rent is sorted, which means if you are paying $200, that will be $800 per month, and if you are going for the uni, that will be $1,200 per month. Major chunk of your salary will be spent on your rent. So once your rent is done, the second expense will be your grocery, what you are going to eat. It is subjective for everyone, like what is your preferences, what food do you prefer. If you are eating out, then this expense will be so higher. But let's say an example, you are just going for a grocery shopping. Just giving you a tip, if you are coming to Australia and going for your grocery shopping, you can go for fruits and vegetables to LD. As we are discussing about the groceries, I will always suggest person that you can do smart things on your grocery, like you can cook at your home. I always suggest people that they can do some smart works on their grocery, like you can just shop for your whole of the week all together in a bunch, and then you can just grind all your tomatoes, all your other things. I will suggest you to buy this. The reason behind this will be so helpful for you. You will get it from the Kmart for around $40, I believe, and this will be so helpful when you are cooking. This will help you to chop your onions, your tomatoes, and you are able to make the tadka once a week, and then you can just use whatever dal or sabji you wanted to cook and you can enjoy that. Apart from that, I will suggest you avoid your grocery shopping from Indian grocery. The things that are easily available in Coles, you can go ahead with the Coles because the Coles is less expensive as compared to the grocery Indian grocery store. I will suggest you don't buy it on a chunks क्योंकि उसमें हमें बहुत costly पड़ जाता है. If you are going for a grocery shopping, make a list, make a food list like I am going to eat on these 7 days these things and buy only those things. That will help you save a lot. So let's say on grocery you are going to spend $80 to $120. So let's say $100 you are spending on your grocery. So the grocery will be same for both of you, whatever is your eating preferences. So if you are spending $100 per week, that will be around $400 per month. 800 you have spent on the rent, and then 400 you have spending on grocery. The same with 1200 rent and 400 groceries. So the third thing will be traveling. So for the traveling, I will suggest you avoid taxis because taxi will be so expensive. If you are going via Uber or taxi, that will be an expensive affair for you. So I will be suggesting you can go ahead with the trams, you can use the buses. So the buses service is actually very good in the Australia. In every 15 to 20 minutes you will get a bus. So if I'll talk about the traveling expenses, that will be around $100 per fortnight. So the maximum you are going to spend $200 on your travel if you are traveling a lot. So that will be $200 you are spending on your travel. The next thing will be your mobile, which means you are going to spend on your phone bill. So it completely depends what phone connection you are going on. If you are going for Vodafone, Optus, Telstra, Telesim. Like I'm using Telesim, I'm paying $35 per month, which will be where I am getting the international calls. If you don't need the international calls, then you can go ahead with their plan of $22, I believe. I'll just attach that plan and that will be great. Just giving you advice. If you are coming to Australia, don't buy your SIM from the airport. I bought the SIM from the airport and still it's been a year and I'm getting the fraud and scam calls that your visa is expired, you need to call this, that, and a lot of other things. So I will suggest you don't buy your SIM card from the airport, then you are going to face a lot of scam calls. Let's talk about the miscellaneous expenses. Miscellaneous expenses is again a subjective matter depending on the preferences and the choices you are going for. So the miscellaneous expenses, you are going for dinners, parties, you are going for any cultural event, movies, that's all your extra expenses. It's all up to you where you wanted to spend and where you won't. See, it completely depends how you wanted to save your money. If you're going for a gym, that will cost you $16 to $18 per week. For any movies, it will cost you $15 to $40 depending for which cinema hall you are going in. Apart from that, if you are going to club and parties, there is no limit if you are going to club. Apart from that, I have seen a lot of people are going for RSL gambling. Don't try that. That is just a loop where you will be stuck if you are going for that. That's all about your miscellaneous expenses depending where you wanted to spend. See, if you wanted to go and enjoy, I will suggest you can go and look for the nearby sightseeing at your place. If you are coming to Australia, it's just a new country for you. You can go for beaches, you can go for hiking, picnics. You can ask your college friends and you all can make a group and go for some party and all those things. But I will suggest you be conjuice as you can. Apart from that, once your miscellaneous expenses is sorted, I wanted to let you know, like some people are concerned about, can we pay our university fees, can we work extra, all those things. Yes, you can, but it completely depends on you how you will manage and plan the things. See, in Australia you will get the trimester break after every 3 months, I believe, and on those trimester break you are allowed to work full time. So when you have a full time work rights, you can work for different organizations or you can work for different supermarkets. It's all up to you how you are communicating and making connections. If you have good connections with your boss, if you have good connection with other people who are working different places, so you will get a job and you will get a maximum you can. So I always suggest people कि अगर यार trimester break आ रहे हैं तो आप अपने ही जो store के persons हैं उनसे बात करो. Like I'm working full time, मेरे full time rights हैं, but whenever it's a public holiday or something, so I'm working in a corporate. तो corporate में आपके public holidays का कोई भी work नहीं होता है. But previously I was working with Bunnings, so मैं क्या करती थी कि जब भी मेरे extra hours आते थे तो मैं उनसे पहले ही बात कर लेती थी बोली कि यार मैं इस टाइम फ्री हूँ, अगर पॉसिबल है तो मुझे शिफ्ट दे दो. वाई माई एक्सपेंसेस आर सो हायर एट द मोमेंट? द रीज़न बिहाइंड इज हमने पूरा घर लिया है, सब कुछ सेटअप करा है, तो हमने काफ़ी ज़्यादा स्पेंड किया है. तो टू मिनिमाइज दैट एक्सपेंस, टू इंक्रीजिंग आर सेविंग, वी आर वर्किंग एक्स्ट्रा ऑन दैट. सो ये सारी चीज़ें हैं जो मैं आपको बोलूँगी अपने माइंड में रखना बिफोर स्पेंडिंग. कॉज सी, Australia is fun, but I will suggest you get that fun when you completed your studies and when you have a full-time job and full-time you are working. Because see, if I'm earning $1,000 to $1,500 per week and I'm spending $200, that's completely fine. But if I'm earning $2,000 a month, जिसमें मुझे rent भी pay करना है, accommodation, सब कुछ pay करना है, transport, and then मुझे save भी करना है, तो मैं यही suggest करूँगी, don't go for any extra expenses. That's all that I wanted to share about my journey in Australia, like how we manage our expenses in the initial days, and now we are also managing. Reason behind, we are working on our saving part. Apart from that, अगर आपको कोई भी doubt या query होता है तो feel free to reach me on my Instagram account, or you can comment down. If it is possible to revert in the comment, I will surely. Otherwise, you can drop a text on the Instagram, and I'm always active there, and I will surely revert you. That's all for today. If you really like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That will give me a motivation to upload videos.